With me today, I have Libin, his brother of Binil. He's joining us from UK. Advocate Subhash Chandran, advocate of the Supreme Court of India, leans towards CPIM. We'll get the bandwidth corrected in a minute, I hope, producers. And Abhishek Sudhir leans towards the BJP. My first question is to Dr. Sergey Dovarinov.
Yes.
Dr. Sergey,
Yes.
Obviously, the Russian government thinks that this is a one-way relationship. But Russia must also understand that it needs India more than India needs Russia. We have supported you at a time when you needed our help. But your government is doing absolutely nothing to release the Indians who have been fooled and trapped into fighting for Russian mercenary armies. This attitude is very bad. Across India, people are very angry with Russians, with Vladimir Putin, with your government today for its insensitivity. Our government has kept telling you that you need to make sure and do something more to release all the Indians who are forced into fighting against Ukraine. But your government doesn't seem to care. That means they don't need a relationship with India, maybe.
Good evening, Namaste, Namaskar. Dear and Honorable Arnab Goswamiji, I'm so happy that you sincere ask me, but I feel the pain inside my heart, and I want to explain that I'm not representative Minister of External Affairs or any official's position of Russian government. I can be present in your show like a representative of NGO and region philosopher. If it's relevant to discuss in this position, I can share my views and my opinion.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Lovely. First of all, come to the first shloka of Bhagavad Gita. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharma kshetra kurukshetra samaveda yutsavaha. Even Lord Krishna himself was felt in his diplomacy during his conversation with Duryodhana a lot of times. And we know this very well. And the war, what happened? Right now, we can see that again that Kurukshetra and our national leader try his level best to approach Western leaders and informs them, please, I should take care about our country, about security. Please don't join Ukraine to NATO. Don't put this country to the trouble and Russian population. It's very famous statement, very famous expression that the death of one personality is a tragedy and the death of 1,000 people is just only a statistic. We can see from both sides, Ukraine and Russia as well, is a lot of deaths and a lot of pain and tears of the mothers and wives, like the same on Kurukshetra battlefield. But right now we can see that particular death of the Indian citizen, because it's related to your motherland, to your nation, is a tragedy. And at the same, in my heart, I can feel this tragedy because I love India. I visit India every year, twice. Even last year, I attend all full parikrama in Vrindavan. And
Sir,
I always pray that
Dr.
this
Sergey,
year
I appreciate your thoughts and your warmth for India and Indian culture. But,
Yes.
and I also appreciate the fact that you can't answer on behalf of your government, but I just want to say this overall,
Yes.
that Indians are trapped in a war on the pretext of employment. Russian mercenary armies are forcing them in. You have your own problem with Ukraine. You have to release the Indian citizens. It is your obligation to do that. And I think your government is being extremely casual in its approach. The Russian Defense Ministry is not releasing these people, and that is wrong. These people should not have died. They are not trained to fight. They are not trained fighters. Russian government cannot force anyone to participate in the war. This is like putting somebody in prison and forcing them to fight a battle they cannot fight. It only requires one message from Kremlin to get them all released, and your government has not done that. Whenever your government puts in requests to the Indian government, we respond immediately. We go all out. we support you. Narendra Modi went all the way to Moscow. At the risk of spoiling his relationship with other countries, he supported Russia. But relationship is two ways. It is not just one way. So I feel that that has not been understood by the Russian government, and I think that this was a very unavoidable tragedy. And I don't want to put you in an embarrassing situation on that, but I'm telling you what I think, sir.
Yes, dear and Honorable Arnab Goswamiji, you have a representative of Supreme Court of India. My first education, I was a military lawyer. Then I transformed myself and become a religious philosopher. And I cannot tell anything about this case because I don't know real and legal improvement about this particular case with your citizen.
I take your point on that. That's why I don't want to put you in the dock on this. I just gave you my view. I'll thank you, Dr. Sergey. I look forward to meeting you again. I'd like to go next to Libin, brother of Binil. Libin, can you tell us when you spoke to Binil last? And what was the communication? What was going on between Binil and, first of all, my condolences, my deepest condolences, our condolences to you. When was your last contact with your brother? In what circumstances? And what was the Indian government telling you?
He sent a WhatsApp message January 3rd, and the message was, Libin, I'm going to, they are changed me to the other, the war front zone. I don't know, I will come back, but maybe this is my last word, like that.
He spoke to you on the phone or he sent a message to you?
Like a WhatsApp message.
You called him back after that?
No, last time he not in the online.
Last time he was online was on 3rd?
January 3rd, night.
But after that, I have seen that on 16 December, your family members are in touch with Ram Kumar Thangaraj. Ram Kumar of the Indian Embassy. Ram Kumar of the Indian Embassy.
Yes, sir. But they told to my family they will do their best. They will try to get back my brother and the Jain, but nothing happened.
Did they try hard enough, in your view, Binil, Libin?
I don't know, sir. If they tried, maybe my brother will come alive. But
it is clear to me, Libin, that the government of India did not do enough. They could have escalated the matter much more. Binil could have been brought out. He's not a fighter.
No. He's an ordinary man. And he have a lot of health problems. Always he have knee problem. And he have tennis elbow. He can take too much weight. But he told me they forcefully walk 18 kilometers per day to take food and water, grenades. Like
this picture on the screen is of your brother Binil. I'm showing the picture again you're seeing the picture in the unit. That's your brother Binil on the left?
Yes, sir.
That video came out when? This video message you have seen?
Maybe December, like I didn't remember.
So he was trying to contact people for help even after being taken to the battlefield?
Yeah, my father see all politicians. But when my father approached them, they told me, go there, go see that sir, and go here. When my father traveling all Kerala, when they come from Delhi, my father go there, and also my father meets Shashi Tharoor sir and Suresh Gopi sir and lot of politicians. But they told to my father they will try. But I don't know what happened.
My question really is on my mind, viewers, as you're watching this tonight. I wonder what Mr. Jaishankar did in this case. Did the Foreign Minister of India speak to the Foreign Minister of Russia when he got to know? Was the message sent from the Indian Embassy? Was it stalled in the Indian Embassy? If it was stalled, then what kind of information loop do we have? If it was responded to, I think the Foreign Minister of India needs to tell the entire country what he did. You see, Mr. Jaishankar, grand strategy, geostrategy, global relations is one thing. In this case, my question directly to Mr. Jaishankar is, what did he do to escalate the matter to save the life of 2 Indians, one of whom has now died? It's a serious question tonight that the Government of India and the Ministry of External Affairs face. Sir, Binil had already said that he was exhausted. He had approached a media house. He said he was physically and mentally exhausted because of being deployed on the front line. So for a long time, can you tell me, Libin, for how long was he trying to get out?
When he heard the news about the Sandeep, that time he tried to escape from the army.
Escape as in?
Maybe he tried to come to India. He tried, that time he have the phone and he messaged the embassy. But they told to Jain and Binil, they will try. They cancelled their contract before 3 months. But the Russian commander told to them, we didn't get any confirmation about your releasing. So you must stay in the battlefield, like that.
You know, in August, S. Jaishankar said in the Lok Sabha, we'll take this issue very seriously. We have raised it with President Putin's. And Putin got an assurance which was given to the Prime Minister Narendra Modi that any Indian national who is in the service of the Russian army will be discharged and released. Was Binil working directly with the Russian army or with a private army?
Russian army.
He was working for the Russian army, not with a mercenary group, not with a private group.
Not the private group. First they told, the agent told to my brother, we are taking to Poland. Then they take to the Russia and told to them, we need to Russian citizen. Then we go to Poland. The easy way to get the Russian citizen is join army, and after 1 year we will get the Russian citizen. You don't worry about the army. You will get only the cleaning job, canteen job, like that. But they believed their words, and after he joined, they changed the word. They sent to the war front.
So he was promised that Russian citizenship?
Yeah, like that.
By whom?
I don't know. My brother said like that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, 70,000 people fighting in Russia's military have died in Ukraine. And soldiers from North Korea have died, soldiers from Nepal have died. But the problem in our case is that the government of India says it has a great equation with the government of Russia but can do nothing. Libin, my deepest condolences. I do not have words to express my condolences enough. And very sorry about this. What more can I say? We'll take this up with the government in the way that we can. We already are. Thank you very much, Libin. Thank you for joining me. Please be safe. Abhishek, Sudhir, I think the government of India has failed completely in this case. That's my view.
Yeah, it's really tragic and heavy. I have a heavy heart listening to the brother of Mr. Babu, Binil Babu. This is a case of illegal human trafficking. There is an agency called NORCA Roots, Non-Resident Keralite Affairs Roots. This is the field agency that has been set up by the government of India to better coordinate with government of Kerala on the ground in Kerala. This was a case of Binil being illegally recruited on the pretext of a job and then being deployed in the Russian army on the front lines. 19 arrests have been made of illegally recruiting Indians and in fact illegally human trafficking Indians to the war zone in Russia. Better coordination, yes, totally, Mr. Goswami, I absolutely 100% endorse what you're saying. More should have been done, more could have been done, certainly. But something is being done. Over 45 Indians have been discharged out of the 91 who were recruited illegally. And as the MEA has said in the statement today, this will be taken up once again at the highest levels of the Russian government.
No, I think our previous discussions with the Russians have obviously failed, Subhash Chandran. Obviously, there were meetings. Jaishankar interacted with with the Russian foreign minister. The prime minister interacted with President Putin on this very issue. Ajit Doval had also met Putin. But obviously, Putin and the Russian government have not done enough.
Arnab, my deepest condolences to the Binil's family first. And I would like to point out one thing. We have witnessed how the Indian government has intervened to the issues of 7 sailors who were sentenced to death in Qatar. The Ministry of External Affairs, the officers, the entire Indian government had intervened and they saved the life of 7 sailors from Qatar. But in the common man's issues, when the issue of the common civil Indian migrants comes, then the Indian government is failed. I'm very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate to say that the diplomatic missions in these countries, they are white elephants only. They don't do anything to save the lives of the Indian migrant in abroad. So this is very unfortunate. If this would have been a political issue, if India could have taken it as an international issue, the life of the Binil and now the Jain is in the edge. We have lost Sandeep, we have lost Binil, now Jain and many others are there. So the approach of the Indian government, the Ministry of External Affairs is very, very casual in the manner of the common Indian immigrants, and they failed. Means literally they failed to take up this issue as an international issue to save the lives of Indian immigrants, and this is happening everywhere in the world. If the issues are coming for the common this general public, as I said, the Indian missions, the Indian diplomatic officials, they are white elephants only, Arnab. I am very sorry to say that.
No, I think...
Can I just rebut, please? Yeah. I just wanted to rebut and say that law and order is a state subject in Kerala. This is a case of human trafficking, which is an offence under the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. So if the CPIM proxy... No, sir, I didn't interrupt you. Let me make my point. I didn't interrupt you. I did not interrupt you. You let me make my point. Let me make my point. I didn't interrupt you.
Why you are bringing Norca to this thing?
No, you are politicizing this issue. You are politicizing this issue. You cannot say what a blame. The state government cannot wash its hands of its issue. You are the Communist Party of India. You are the Communist Party of India. What is the role you have played? What is the role you have played?
False allegation.
Why are you allowing these agents to traffic young men like Binil? Why are you
false allegation, Arnab? In a national channel, making a false allegation against the government agency.
You are allowing these agents to operate with impunity in Kerala. You are allowing them to operate with impunity in Kerala.
The person, one second. Oh, there is an issue.
The recruitment agents are registered under Immigration Act. That is not a state.
No, but that's not even the issue here, Abhishek. I believe the responsibility in this case is squarely of the central government, because an individual trapped in a foreign country sends a message to the Ministry of External Affairs and the Indian Embassy. The government is fully cognizant of the situation. The government has failed to resolve the situation. The government has failed to escalate the matter. The foreign minister has failed in his duty to protect the life of an Indian citizen who is trapped in a war he does not want to take part in. He cannot claim, Mr. Jaishankar cannot claim he did not know. He knew. Therefore, it becomes his responsibility to act. You can't wash your hands off in these circumstances.
No, definitely.
It's very unfortunate, very unfortunate. I think the MEA should do more than just give perfunctory responses to fixed or planted questions. I think the media has failed also in its job to ask tough questions to the MEA. I don't know why, but I thank you both for joining me. Thank you very much indeed for joining me on this story of great concern.